Shalom, this is Levi Shore. Welcome back to Swing Good Torah. So in these days of coronavirus and social distancing, this is a time for kindness, compassion, and Teshuvah. So it says in Yevamos, I think it's Ayin Tes Amud Aleph, it's 79, page 79a. So the Gemara says something incredible. It says there's three qualities of the Jewish people. It says the qualities are that they're bashful. If they do something wrong, they feel embarrassed. And they do vidoy, they confess, I don't want to do this again. Why did I do this? And then they make a resolution not to do it again. They do teshuvah and we come back to Hashem. There's compassion, rachamim. We feel compassionate towards people. We have mercy on people. And chesed, kindness. And these three qualities are really what we need in our spiritual battle in these days. So it's crazy with this coronavirus. We see spread, it's called a pandemic by like World Health Organization, by the CDC. It's spread, if not every country in the world, almost every country in the world, it's spread all over the globe. And horrible. People are, some people are dying from this. And just it started with, if someone had the symptoms of coronavirus, they would be quarantined for 14 days, for 2 weeks. And then we saw the world government starting to react to this more and more strongly. Then it became like there was no gatherings. I don't know if it started at 300 people, gatherings of 150 people, 100 people, 50 people, down to where they wanted social distancing. I mean, a lot of schools across the country are shut. My kids have been home from school last week. They'll be home, I think, for at least another week. So at Hashem, this is going to, start to go away. And businesses, people are working from home. Major sporting organizations, Broadway. I don't think people are going to the movies so much. Bars, restaurants, all closed down, just getting deliveries at home, and everyone's isolated. And everyone's at home with their family. So what is the purpose to all this? What is the reason? So I think the first thing is Hashem wants to bring out these three qualities in people around the world. And I think the first thing He wants is rachamim. He wants compassion. And we should have compassion on Chas v'Shalom, the people that have the coronavirus and are suffering. And we should pray. We should increase our prayers. And especially if you're saying to yourself, well, I don't believe in prayer, or I'm not the kind of person who prays, or I don't pray, or I'm not so good at praying, or whatever, then you are the most valuable. We need your prayers more than anyone, because it can add to the prayers that are already there. We want to increase our request from Hashem to have, if we have rachamim, if we have compassion on those that are sick, Hashem will have rachamim on us, and He will remove this virus from the world. So I think that first quality of compassion and rachamim is so important these days. And if someone's sick, it brings on the next category of chesed, and just for everyone. I think in my opinion, this is what I see. When my kids are fighting, like me or my wife, we give them a timeout. And a lot of parents around the world do this. The kids are fighting, give them a timeout, sit in the room, remove yourself from your brothers and sisters for a little bit. See, that you're not interacting correctly, and then come back and start acting nicer and friendlier when you come back. And that's the goal of the timeout. And it seems in some ways that Hashem has given a massive timeout to the whole world. And I think we've got to this place where the politicians and the media are so politicized, and everything is constantly this battle of trying to win over the other side, and the arguing and the fighting. And even in a pandemic, it doesn't seem like they're coming together. I mean, slowly, maybe it's just starting to, they're starting to work together, with aid and relief to people. But this is what's needed. I mean, the fighting over which politician is going to rule is just nonsense. And I think like Hashem has separated us so we can start more, we can act each other, with much more kindness, more chesed. And the world needs this. And He's put us in our homes. And it can begin there with shalom bayis. Just a husband and wife starting to act kinder to each other, building that shalom bayis, building the peace of the home. And then just having the friendlier and kinder relationship with our children. And it's a great opportunity. Our kids are home from school and we don't generally get to teach them. And here's an opportunity we can teach our children Torah, we can teach them, secular studies, whatever, we can teach them. And maybe, in some ways even more important, have fun activities with our families. Have fun activities with our wives and our husbands and our whole family, and get together and do fun things. Play games, play sports in the yard, play board games, make hot chocolate, eat ice cream. I don't know, whatever fun activity every family has. It's a great time to restart again, rebond. starting with rachamim, with compassion, then chesed and kindness, and starting to rebond the family and start to build that shalom bayis. And we can build that shalom bayis, we can build that peace in the home, and it can start to spread out. We can start to build the shalom of our neighbors and our community. B'ezrat Hashem, even nations, and this can be the beginning, of a change in the world, a change of how we're all treating each other, and it's badly needed. This is massive, that Hashem has basically separated everyone and put them in their homes. This is a quarantine where we are not acting kind enough to each other. And it's a great opportunity for compassion and kindness. If Chas v'Shalom, I know, in nursing homes, like, they're not allowing visitors. So it's a great opportunity to bring care packages, call them on the phone, Skype with people. We have this amazing technology of communications. We have phones, we have smartphones, we have the internet, we have Skype, Google Hangouts, meetings, Zoom. All these things that connect with people. So even if we physically can't start making those connections, we can start digitally making those connections, talking nicer to each other, reaching out, connecting. Sing, this crazy run on toilet paper. If someone doesn't have toilet paper, give them some rolls of toilet paper. Give them some food, whatever they need. It's an opportunity of rachamim, of compassion and chesed. And finally, the last quality of bashfulness. And if we do something wrong, we really should look into our own actions and see, what am I doing? How am I interacting with other people? How do I feel about myself? If I don't feel good about yourself. Feel good that you are just created in Tselem Elokim. You were created in the image of God. You have a neshama. You have a soul that's made out of ruchni. It's made out of pure spirituality. And that's the essence of who we are. And we're just in a physical body, in a physical world. But who we are is this neshama. And that neshama is drawn to the spiritual things. Is drawn to kindness and compassion. And is drawn to Teshuvah, wanting to get closer to the source of all life, that Hashem. And if we look into our actions, how can we improve? What do we want to be? Let's start again. Let's have a second Rosh Hashanah before Pesach, before Passover. Who do we want to be when Rosh Hashanah, when this year started? This wondrous year of 5780. It's a year of great opportunity, where Rav Kaduri, the great Makubal, the great Kabbalist, called this a year of tikkunim, a year of things can be fixed. And this coronavirus is the time we can start to do the fixes. We can start to become who we want to be. We want to be kinder, funnier, nicer, smarter, whatever. To start to work on who we want to be. And let's start to create a world of kindness, of chesed, of rachamim, of compassion on others. And on Teshuvah, drawing closer back to Hashem, back to the source of all life. And how do we do this all? For the Torah and the mitzvahs. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope we can all get going and we can get rid of this coronavirus and then come back out of our homes, out of the social distancing, and have closer connections with each other. Not only on social media, in real life. IRL, in real life, we can have closer connections. And the more kind we are with each other, the more compassionate we are with each other, our lives become so much better. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you back again soon on Sweet Good Torah.